All right, here we go. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 788. Using woke in 2024 is kind of cringe, and that's a very broad thing to say in 2024, saying the entire current year and forward is going to be bad, to use a certain political term or social term, whatever you want to refer to the word meaning. Of course, he has to define the word first before we get into it. So I don't know why. Does he like using the word because of what it represents? Does he not like using it because it represents? Is he bored of it? Is it passé? What is the problem? I don't know. I haven't watched the video. We will find out.
I'm going to take a guess and say he's just got his head shoved up his own ass.
It's possible.
I will say I've only seen half of it, but he mostly complains that people like us saying like if we see LGBT character in a movie, we say that's woke, which I had this discussion with my friend saying like I forgot how he described it, but sometimes if we see just a gay character and it's real written, we do tend to react like knee-jerk reaction. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, not just because you have a gay character in something doesn't mean it's woke or whatever. For example, you have Arcade Gannon and Veronica in Fallout New Vegas. Objectively, the best Fallout 3D Fallout games.
Okay, well, actually, what my friend said, if, like, let's say, like, we were talking about Aliens. If Aliens came out nowadays and just written the way it was back then, people would still say it's woke because it has a woman defeating aliens.
They might say it's woke based off of the trailer, but
yes,
the left would complain about it because unrealistic beauty standards or something.
All right. Anyway, this video came out last week on the 10th. Has about 3.3 thousand views. And this is from a YouTuber by Buster McTunder. I think we might have covered him. I've heard of him before for some reason. I just don't recall when. And he's got about almost 5,000 subs. So I don't know if he's appealing to a base. I don't know how this got picked up. But the upvote downvote ratio is mostly upvoted at 268 to 122. So I don't know.
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't know what to expect. I really don't know this dude. But any basic argument starts with defining your terms, seeing both sides of the argument, and then explaining why he believes one side is superior. It's very simple, straightforward stuff. But I don't know what to expect, especially with an intro or a screen like this, where it seems to be just a big joke to him. So I don't know.
Like, I'll give some benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe he's saying woke is too broad of a term. You need to properly define what you mean by that. Like, you can just look at anything and call it woke. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is woke because I say so. Like, you need to properly define what that means. Like, don't just say X is Y and then act like you're the king of the world.
Yeah, so the term has to be defined. It's a very nebulous term. It's been used for years, and even people who do like using it, saying they are themselves woke or progressive or what have you, have to describe it because we're still not sure what exactly that means in a certain context. So in this regard, I'm going to guess he's referring to media, not to political movements, not to governments, not to whatever kind of politics he's referring to. I don't know. But he has to actually use the term, define it, and then use it within the context of whatever he's arguing for or against. And if he doesn't do that, then this is just a bunch of random subjective opinions that don't hold any weight, and that's about it. So
I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he has an argument to make.
I mean, I just hate, like, the whole woke use because, like, I know that people say woke means you're aware, and it's like, yeah, but how much of that awareness do you take it so far? Like, because now
how much of that awareness even matters?
Yeah, I know that people's like saying like, well, we need to be aware that gay people is a thing. It's like we've been aware of that for years, and it's not been a big deal. It would, I mean, if we were in the I don't know, like the 1800s, and they were being killed for just being gay, I would say, okay, let's be woke about it. But now we're past all that, so we don't really need to. But yet, to this day, people are still like, we're being suppressed. And I'm like, motherfucker, I can go outside. And if people found out I'm bi, they won't give two shits. They would just move on their day.
A lot of the issues people have with the LGBT movement comes from narcissism.
Well, yeah, narcissism, forcing it in, thinking that they're, I'm better than you. This is the same shit I have problems with. Not all Christians, but there were some Christians I've been interact with that did the exact same thing.
I can relate to that.
And
most of what I've dealt with in that have been Methodist, but that's a discussion for a different day on a different video.
Right. So hopefully he'll get to the definition of woke. If not, we'll give one, and we'll just assume that's what he's referring to, and try to guess what he's getting into. If not, then it should be very straightforward. He thinks woke is X, then we'll go with it. That's fine. So anyway, this is 15 minutes. Who knows how nauseating it's going to be? If it's going to be clear-headed, we don't know how long this will take. But
I hope my alcohol holds up.
Oh, that's a good recommendation. Okay.
I'm only drinking.
It's just a cheap cinnamon whiskey and cola. So
you're making me jealous now. I wish I could drink. I can only drink soda now. Damn it.
Okay. Anyway, let's get started.
I'm just going to throw a scenario out there for you. Let's say you're getting off work. You had a long day, you just want to unwind and play some Helldivers, and maybe check in on the clip channel you use to retroactively watch your favorite Twitch streamer, because you'll never actually watch them on Twitch.
How does playing a video game simultaneously while watching, like, how do you do that? Is that...
I mean, I'll have a video playing in the background while I'm doing something mundane in Assassin's Creed, like pillaging ships or taking forts. Like, it's just have something in the background going.
Okay.
Like I'll have my phone placed on my desktop, and if me and my friend is playing like X Defiance, I'll listen to something if we're not talking.
I've actually yet to try that out. I've heard good things about it, but I've also heard bad things about it. It's a modern Ubisoft game, so
the bad thing is it's just bullshit. You really need to play X Defiance. It is good.
Okay. So the basic idea is that people these days have a very bad attention span, and even gaming is not enough. They have to have two things going on at once.
I mean, one doing something mundane like grinding materials in Black Flag because you want to upgrade the Jackdaw.
Yeah. Okay. I've never... I can only focus on one thing at a time, but apparently kids these days can do a lot more. All right, good for them.
You're bombarded in the YouTube feed by the same accusation over and over again. Star Wars, gone woke. Gears of War, woke. The Barbie movie, woke. The Fallout show, which features a female protagonist that doesn't even have a badonkadonk for me to stare at, woke.
Okay,
God,
this is the part I want to get to.
He's making straw man arguments now.
Yeah, this is the part I want to get to. No one is angry because a woman doesn't have bagonkerdonks on her butt. That, like, if you actually
few people like that, but it's not everyone.
Yeah, but if he actually sat down and paid attention as to why we're saying woke to these things, then he would not be making these videos.
This is disingenuous.
Yes, very disingenuous. Like that, I don't know. Anyway,
the general idea is that he's being bombarded on whatever stream or feed on YouTube, seeing this thing. So he doesn't have to define it yet, but that's fine. He can do whatever complaints he's got.
I can say, like, yeah, it's annoying, like, seeing quartering show up in your feed with some hyperbolic, inflammatory statement for clickbait, and it's just him talking about nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, that's fair. You could say that. I find this distasteful for whatever reason. Good. Keep going.
Stare at? Woke.
Sorry? Intercourse?
I can't be the only one who's already over this, right? And this goes in both ways. When I see someone generalized as red-pilled trash, I equally roll my eyes. Not because I'm quote-unquote better or above this type of language.
Okay, so is he making a joke? Is this to be taken seriously?
It's hard to tell.
It seems like he's also criticizing the left that basically do the same thing, just in a different terminology.
I assume this because it sounds like he's saying like, "Oh, I'm not making a joke, but in seriousness, I am because I'm making a video about it." Like, okay, so are you serious, or are you just making a video for the sake of it?
I mean, I'll give credit where it's due with his line delivery. Like, it feels like it's just a guy talking. It doesn't feel like he's... How can I put this? Well, like that little prick you covered the other day where it's just he's trying to emphasize and make himself sound condescending, I suppose.
Well, anytime you say this sort of opposite, like you say, "I'm sorry, I'm not sorry," this stupid passive aggressiveness, I don't know how it came about.
Passive aggression, thank you.
I don't know what this mentality is, but if you're going to say something, just say it. Don't do it in this backhanded way. And
Right, like...
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, then just like stop wasting my time and get to the point. I don't really care how clever you think you are. If someone else said it happened to be a 14-year-old girl, I just don't care. Tell me the problem that you're having.
It's just another level of narcissism. Like, if you have to emphasize how smart you are, it's like, who's going to listen to you at this point? It's like,
if I can't stand to listen to you talk, I'm not going to want to hear your argument. Like, where you just make your tone sound like you're talking down to people.
yeah.
Or you're trying to get people on your... Like, you're trying to get people to emphasize with you. Like, where I talk in such an empathetic tone like this. No one talks like that. Just stop.
What is with YouTubers nowadays doing that voice? Like, I never get
I don't know. They're trying... Well, they're narcissists. They want people to look at them. They want people to talk about them. It's the only way to keep attention by irritating people. Because you're naturally going to hate this tone, but you want to continue to hate watch this person. People like being angered for some reason. Psychology is weird.
I just figured they got that voice from the guy that says you're watching movies wrong, because he has something like that going on for him.
He's another one of them that does that. Like, they talk in such this exaggerated, unnatural tone just to keep audience attention, instead of just talking like an actual person.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything remotely in the direction of being productive either. Because I can guarantee if you're a person who hears me say that and think you disagree with my viewpoints, you probably don't. A little bit. I think it's just simplistic language that gets used to help people find others who think identically to them, which isn't a bad thing on its own. People like to watch and talk to other people they agree with. This is why the overwhelming majority of people will have a partner who shares the same politics as they do.
I think most of the women I've dated did not, but that's just my personal experience. So maybe it's true for other people, but no, in Canada there's so many different opinions that no one really cares.
Also, why would you want someone that shares similar opinions on
Confirmation bias?
Yeah, like again, I've watched this video just a little bit, and me and my friend, we don't agree on a lot of things, but we've been around with each other for like years, and and honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but there was like something in like My Little Pony where they addressed this, like, oh, you guys have different opinions? How are you still friends? That's what makes their friendship stronger, is that we have different viewpoints and different opinions, but we still are friends.
Well, I would argue that the actual political viewpoints, or whatever the viewpoints are, usually have nothing to do with the actual relationship, or whatever the point is. You're together, doing a certain task together, or enjoying a certain pastime together. So it's like a non-issue. It's like we don't care. It's like you're from this part of the world, I'm from that part of the world. I mean, good for us. It's not a big deal. So this is I don't know why this is a thing. But again, because I associate with all kinds of people, so it doesn't really bother anyone because it doesn't come up. So
granted, there are people who will seek out a partner who shares in their beliefs and ideologies 100%.
And this is why you avoid these people. I've seen that on dating profiles back in the day, so I'm assuming it's still a thing. It's like, oh, you have to like the same things as I do, all of them. It's like, wait a second, all of them.
The only time I experienced something like that is, I'm sorry to say, but with Christians, like my mother would not approve of anyone unless they believe in God and the Bible. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
That sounds like a very, very Baptist mother.
Yeah, but that's a different story.
Okay, let's keep going.
To like people you agree with than you disagree with. Obviously.
No.
Programmed by a central computer.
All right, this is fair enough. Good basic psychology. Here we go.
Not us. We're independent thinkers. Roger, roger.
I mean, that
But
did become a
it's
meme to
destructive
describe
realm of
politics.
groupthink that instantly closes off people's ideas for the sake of protecting your own bubble. And let me tell you why.
No, groupthink is not for the sole purpose of protecting a bubble. That's not what that is.
He's thinking of an echo chamber there.
Isn't that what he's saying? Like, it sounds like he's saying the exact, like, what an echo chamber is that you're basically, like, if you have a group that all thinks the same, isn't that the definition of an echo chamber?
Sure, but it's not.
Only if you don't allow for the expression of other ideas where you will drown out and force them out, which is like 95% of subreddits.
Well, you're not protecting the actual groupthink. It's just groupthink is just a phenomenon, and it's not protecting the groupthink or the ideas of the groupthink. It's just that's what it is. It's nothing positive or negative.
So people that thinks the same can be an okay thing.
Yes, you're allowed to agree with people just like you're allowed to disagree with people.
Well, I just because I don't know. I've always okay, I'm probably gonna get off topic, but anyway. Sorry.
Okay, let's keep going.
Go to lengths to protect your bubble if you read the lists of games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on and avoid said games. I don't care. You are likely an American.
Apparently,
Yes,
Alan Wake 2 is
Wait.
pretty good.
Wait. You're likely an American because you have the same opinions or different opinions than he does.
Let's look at the games he's even talking about. Alan Wake 2, a game people actually say is pretty good. It's just weird, abstract, and pretentious.
You walk
Like the
around
first
a lot.
one.
You walk around and collect stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just like the first one. Like, it's not going to appeal to everyone, but Alan Wake is not something I would call woke. I'd just call it weird and abstract.
Can someone explain to me the Goodbye Volcano High School? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about that game.
Know nothing about this. I have never even heard of this game until now. God of War Ragnarok. I mean, some people like it.
What's that other game with the doggo?
I don't know.
It looks cute.
Breeze? I mean, it looks
It actually
cute,
looks.
but I don't know what that is.
It looks fun. I would actually play this.
Battle Shapers 2, that looks like a first-person competitive shooter. I don't know what Sable is. Spider-Man 2 is polarizing. Usual June, I think that says. It's got a weird font. I can't really read the bottom line. Judge or June. What?
I don't know.
All right. Here is the thread knot for the super chat.
And Sewer Slide Squad. We don't talk about that one.
Here we go. People aren't avoiding Sweet Baby Inc. to build an echo chamber for themselves. They're refusing to spend their money on propaganda and bad games. And there's plenty of reasons to dislike these games without the knowledge that Sweet Baby Inc. was involved. And the only difference is that once you connect the two, you go, oh, that explains why I couldn't appreciate this thing or what the heck was going on. Someone decided to inject some of their ideology in this game where it doesn't belong. And it didn't matter if Sweet Baby Inc. was a progressive bunch of black women or a bunch of religious conservatives or whatever. It would not matter. Something in this game feels off because they injected in it where it doesn't belong. That's it. We don't care where it came from. So most of these games I don't even know. It's just the first two and the last two that I'm aware of.
Yeah, we don't talk about Sewer Slide Squad.
Question: what if someone injects some viewpoints, but the game or the media actually turn out to be good?
That's called that is a sign of a good writer. Like, you can put your ideologies and viewpoints into your writing. You just have to be a good writer.
I give the example of the book I covered on my channel years ago. It was the third book of a trilogy by Neil Shusterman called Scythe. And everything about it is great. Like, it's a fantastic futuristic world where people have to kill each other to survive and whatever. And he created a character, not only a character, but an entire island of Madagascar where they are male. They feel like they're male in the morning and they're female in the evening. So it's this weird cultural thing that translates to them being sexually dimorphic or whatever you want to call that. And even my buddy who was reading this is going, what if, like, basic biology class, someone asks a question and they're going to say, well, you know, some of us feel this way and some of us don't feel this way, but they're raised to feel this way. There's something wrong with that sort of using it as a practical thing in the future, that this is going to happen to some people, let alone an entire island of people, like an entire society. So everything was in that book was fantastic in terms of what it was doing. It was visceral, it was violent, it was philosophical, and then you had this weird dude, lady person, who and not only that, but the entire island was had this mentality. So it really threw you off. Like, every time this scene came on with this guy, you're like, okay, it's nighttime now, so now they're going to feel feminine, and then you're thinking, if the lines of dialogue don't match that, something's going to be off. And then this person develops some sort of romance with one of the characters, and you're like, okay, now I'm just really confused. So
I don't know.
What I'm trying to say is you can make a story be political. One example, a personal favorite game of mine, is BioShock. It's about objectivist extremism.
I know people say that Rambo was a political talk, but the guy
It was.
First
Blood is a political movie. It's an anti-war movie.
Yeah, well, the guy that played Rambo, he did an interview saying, like, I hate that the people were saying that this was a political take, and he's like, I'm just here to write a story. I had no intention for any political takes on it. I'm just there to make a story about a man who came from Vietnam and is dealing with some trauma.
Was this the writer, or was this Sylvester Stallone talking about his role?
It was Sylvester Stallone. Didn't he wrote Rambo? Because I know he
acted in it. I don't think he wrote the book. I don't think he wrote the story First Blood. First Blood is a very political story. It's a piece of anti-war propaganda.
Well, he was talking about how they cut out a lot of scenes of, I think it was him running through the woods in some sort of post-traumatic stress phase, and they cut a lot of that out because it was too much or it didn't fit the tone. But there's plenty of times when he is suffering as a result of war, and he has to go back and do it.
Particularly at the end when he's going off in his old commanding officer. Like, I was in charge of $1 million equipment, and now I can't even hold down a job parking fucking cars.
Yeah, and this is the video that I sent in the DM if you guys want to watch that later.
I'll take a look at it later. Like, yes, First Blood is a phenomenal movie. It's a phenomenal story. Which ultimately got bastardized in Rambo's 2 and 3 and onward, where it's just a war porn and a cheesy action movie. And that's fun. That's a fun movie, but it kind of ruins the whole point and narrative of the First Blood.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't know. I think the weakest one was Last Blood, where this man that we've been following for years, it just felt his, like, this is him hanging up the coat. I just felt like with Last Blood, it was the weakest. But, honestly, with Rambo 4, if they ended it there, I think that would have been a better send-off, because that movie really...
I've never actually seen any of the other Rambos past First Blood. I know the premise of Rambo 2 onward, where it's just cheesy, gory action war movie.
So the fourth movie, I highly recommend it. You might think it's bloody and gory and all that.
And it is, because it's a war movie. It's Rambo.
Yeah, but it's I would say it's probably the most interesting one because well, I'm not going to spoil it, but I would just recommend watching it because the fourth one, is really dark, not just for the, oh, we're edgy, but there's an actual reason for it. But
All right,
anyway.
let's get back to the video.
It's about the Vietnam War. It's going to be dark and fucked up. That was a
I
fucked
believe
up
you should
war.
do whatever you want, however you want. That doesn't mean that will stop me from saying that if this is something you partake in, I think you're kind of stupid.
Wait.
What?
You can do it. You can express yourself any way you want, but if you do, you're stupid?
Apparently, that's a interesting take. Like, people are going to criticize things. They're allowed to criticize things. You can be bad at criticizing things, and your criticism can make absolutely zero fucking sense and be a complete lie, but that doesn't mean it's inherently true or false. How can I put this? Like, people are going to talk about what they like and dislike in media.
Yeah. But it just, I don't know. I wouldn't care what you're doing in media as long as it's good.
But this reminds me of when you were covering that Anthony prick, where it's like the idea of agree to disagree is an oxymoron.
All right. Well, this is a strange take on you're free to think whatever you want, but if you do think this way, you're stupid. It's like, what do you mean? I can, as you say, we can dislike things for all kinds of reasons. We can criticize things for every little nitpicky thing that annoys us, and he's obviously being nitpicky about his feed having too many woke titles on YouTube. So it's like, dude, I mean, what? You can be annoyed, but the rest of us can't.
He still hasn't defined what woke means either.
It sounds like he's not going to if he's already 2 minutes in, yeah.
In my opinion, woke means an obsession with identity politics.
By his logic, like, if you think differently, you're stupid. Okay, Smud, you think furries are cringe? You're stupid.
Furries are cringe, you little prick.
Anyway, we're a little lost on this video because he's already attacking his audience, which is not what you're supposed to do in a video to change people's minds. But maybe he's one of those YouTubers who just hates people. I don't know.
I mean, I can relate to hating people.
Okay, I hate everything.
I think the most dangerous thing anyone can do is write off someone they disagree with once and ignore all outside ideas.
So
okay, that's
yeah, but he's accusing us of being stupid and writing us off as such without actually addressing.
Yeah, it feels like if he hadn't said what he did 30 seconds ago, that statement would hold a lot more weight.
Yeah.
I'm just writing this down because it sounds very childish and one-sided, as if he wants people to listen to him, but as soon as he gets some attention, he's going to call them dumb. It's just like, okay, wait, don't do that.
I don't know why these type of people always do that. Like, I try not to, whenever I address someone with an argument, I try not to insult them as hard as it is, but for what I've learned, I think Count Danglus said it, like, if you insult someone right off the bat, they're not going to listen to you if you're having a discussion with them.
If your argument starts with an insult, you don't have an argument.
Right. So that's why I always try to not insult them, but if they're just saying something dumb, I would just say, okay, you're being stupid, or you're being retarded, or, so on.
Which brings me to everyone's favorite cockroach lord, Asmongold.
I don't know who this is.
I have watched Asmongold semi-regularly when it comes to a lot of, let's be honest, non-issue social drama online, and I appreciate his commentary on things that are just normally written off, but he gives a fair shake. Personally, I wouldn't care if I read in a paper that Andrew Tate had his bowels removed by ice cream scoop, but seeing someone take his words and apply a fair level of logic to it is commendable and a mindset that I think would be much better if adopted by people widespread. Even if it's just acknowledging that 10% of what Tate says is something you can consider as a device, and the other 90% is insane
Oh God, can we stop
This
with
dude's
the
only got
stat?
3 more years before he's gay.
sorry.
I think this is the kind of thing that leads to people like Jesse Lee Peterson.
Amazing!
Whose entire personality is about taking something as simple as someone's name and writing a made-up character around that one single trait to shut down and make jokes about it, rather than attempting proper intellectual conversations.
You're just accusing people of being stupid for disagreeing with you, and now you want
Yeah.
to have
And then
intellectual
you're-
conversation.
You had some unrelated tangent on Andrew Tate. Like, Andrew Tate is a rage-baiting grifter trying to annoy people.
See, this is the same problem with what you guys covered in the last video of Harry Potter. I couldn't listen to him because he was he didn't seem like he had an argument. It just seemed like, oh, I'm going to insult the writer of Harry Potter because transphobic. And I'm just
You hate J.K. Rowling because she's transphobic. I hate her because she's an insane socialist. We are not the same.
right. It's just I just don't know where these people come from. I bet if the roles was reversed, they would just say, "You guys are not listening to us." Yeah, okay.
All right. I hope this goes somewhere quickly, because this is not sounding good.
This is getting annoying to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
It's dishonest because people have stupid ape brains that make them think loud man is right man rather than applying any logic onto the conversation at hand. Which, by the way, I'm not a big fan of Destiny. Like a lot of political commentators, I probably agree with his takes like 2 out of 20 times, but this interview is fucking hilarious and that's not on purpose. Finally coming back to this strange word, woke. Starting as the phrase stay woke, later adopted by BLM and eventually to the rest of the progressive left, that kind of became a catch-all for progressive ideals. To be woke is to be awake to social issues.
Okay, now
Just a
you
quick
just
history
now you
lesson if
decide
somehow
to
don't
describe
know
what
this.
woke is.
Of course, now it's a bipartisan term that either means to champion progressives on the left or as a pejorative for leftists from the right side of the aisle. I'll be honest, I think it's a weak call-out above everything else. It feels a lot to me like the people who would unironically use social justice warrior in 2018. Things like the leader of the X-Men being Storm or Star Wars Acolyte merely featuring a person of color getting them
Oh my God.
woke garbage right out of the gate. But like,
Dude.
X-Men has been what we stereotype as woke since its inception. The first X-Men team was 4 white guys and a gal before it failed. And in 1975, when the series was revived under the Giant Size X-Men label, they unveiled a reinvention of the team with Storm...
Wait, what are we? It failed? I don't remember that. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
X-Men #1. Profits. I can look that up.
Also, Swad, you got a donation.
Oh, okay. I'm just searching up this term here. Some of the films failed. I don't recall X-Men failing back in the day.
Why? It's not a Reddit post. I'm not getting anything on that.
Well, was there anything, like, I've never seen X-Men, but was there anything you could probably name that was wrong that would probably defeat his argument?
We're talking about the original, like the first few comics. I'm assuming even Batman failed a bit, even Superman failed a bit before it took off. So like that's normal in comic books.
When comics first launched, they were just kind of goofy and silly stories that didn't have to make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, to be fair, some of the cartoons that I grew up with, like when they start off with like the first episode, it start off slow. Like look at South Park, it start off slow, but it developed. So that's normal, yeah.
All right. Anyway,
I mean, he finally described what woke means, but didn't really commit to giving a proper definition. He just called it a term both sides use for their own agenda.
all right. Here's a super chat from the Threadnought again. Thank you, sir. Furries are degenerate. Also, I am not a furry. Seraph is not me. I am not a furry.
Oh, fuck you, Andrew.
I don't believe you. I'm the furry here, and I smell sus.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I'm a bit confused what he's trying to get at. He's saying that X-Men was always woke, except when it was first came out. So,
Didn't you guys cover someone that did the same argument, like X-Men has always been woke?
I know
think
Literature
Marvel.
Devil did.
Yeah, as a whole, we talk about Stan Lee, and he was a Republican, but he believed in all these social issues, and that's fine. And he talked about them because he wanted to tell stories about real people who have been going through real issues, and that involved whatever issues of the day, which is great. So I wouldn't call that woke because, again, that did not exist back then, and it's not even the same term to say being anti-war or being anti-bullying or whatever the various stories they made about teenagers. So it's a thing that they're trying to retroactively argue that the world has always been like us. We were always right. Look at back decades and people thought exactly the same way we did, which is
that's called gaslighting.
Which I'm not even sure what they're trying to achieve with that. You know, do you want to go back to Karl Marx and explain why everything on paper sounds good until we get to reality? But you want to try this failed philosophy over again? I don't know what they're getting to. Maybe it's Foucault. I really can't say what they're pointing towards. But if you think X-Men is woke, prove it. Like, what is your argument here?
One of the strongest characters in the series, even to this day.
Oh
for some
my
reason,
god.
people are quick to call the new series a ruination and woke because...
Okay, we could stop here. If this guy's going to record his guttural noises and...
Like, it's one thing to have that happen in recording, but you cut that out in your editing.
I mean, let's actually try to at least finish it, unless you want to, but I really want to hear all of his arguments, because I want to see if he goes somewhere.
Okay.
Like that was...
It was annoying, yes, it was annoying, but let's just move on.
Is he, like, what is he, 12?
He probably... Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, dude, if you're gonna make a burp joke, don't make it so fucking loud. Jesus Christ.
Like, if you're gonna do a burp joke and you have a belch in the audio, at least, like, if a character has, like, a sonic screech attack, cut the audio there. Make an actual joke out of it.
Right.
Don't just leave it in there like a wet fart. Just...
All right, let's keep going.
Powerful, or that Gambit dresses like David Bowie. Bowie? Is it Bowie or Bowie?
Bowie.
By the way,
It's David
people
Bowie.
have no concept of what true manliness is. If you ain't wearing a flannel shirt and paying $2,400 a month for a lifted Ford F-250 so you can be mashing uglies with the boys while you're fishing, you're a gay little twink, like Dog.
Okay, stop this, okay?
Oh my god.
Just because... Okay, no one thinks that... No man, as far as I've seen, is this stereotype. Okay, you could be a man and do sewing. I've seen men who sew and they say it's relaxing when I have like a hard day or doing something like this. Like, this stereotype that he think that the straight man is bullshit. Fucking hell.
I got... That's just a headache and a half. Like, who the fuck can even afford an F-250 in this economy?
Anyway.
All your favorite classic rock bands dressed like Gambit in the 80s, but now that it's
That's
attached to
glam
Disney
rock.
or that
That's
it's a woke
just
cartoon,
that's just
it's
the
so extremely
style.
offensive.
Wait a second. Gambit was not dressing like he was one of these rock stars in the 70s or 80s? What is he talking about?
He looks more like a freaking biker with a leather fetish.
He wears pool gloves. He's got a freaking trench coat. Like, what? He's from the Bayou. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a freaking he's a Cajun.
No,
Frankly, he's got the coolest powers in all the X-Men. Fight me, I'll die on this hill.
now I'm kind of lost a bit here with his reference with Kiss. Like, is he still saying that men that dresses in makeup are not toxic masculine? Like, what's he on about with that?
And he's talking about Kiss is a glam rock band. That was how they dressed and acted and looked was a part of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gambit being a step away from straight, I don't think you've ever seen the guy. Man wears fingerless gloves and has the power...
They're called pool gloves.
Okay, yeah.
And he's wearing a brown leather trench coat.
Okay, so by his logic, men wearing fingerless glove is feminine and whatnot. Is that what he's saying?
Apparently.
Okay, so by his logic, me wearing painting my fingernails black and wearing gloveless, fingerless gloves is feminine to him. Fucking hell. I just want to be Goth, for fuck's sake. Can I just be Goth?
Gambit's whole identity is gambling. That's his whole shtick. He throws cards charged with kinetic energy and fights with a pull cue like it's a quarterstaff. That's his gimmick.
Anyway.
All right.
Also, Gambit is not an X-Men. He's a member of the Mutant Brotherhood.
Out of nowhere. Not to mention, it perplexes me how many grown-ass men with coffee companies care about children's movies and TV shows. They don't give a crap whether the little...
So, what?
Sorry, go ahead.
Just, grown-ass men can care about whatever the hell they want to care about, whether they sell coffee or not.
That's ironic coming from you when people like you complain that there's not a faggot on the screen.
Oh, okay. But he's complaining... That was a jab at the quartering.
I'm sorry to go that hard, but this is what pisses me off about these people. Oh, grown men are complaining that there's a black person in the media. Yeah, well, we have reason. While people like you wants to see gay representation in everything, you whine and you bitch and you complain if there's not a single represented in the media. I'm sorry if I threw out the F word there, but this kind of shit pisses me off.
I mean, you want to see a bundle of wood on screen. I don't really see an issue with that. That's an actual definition for that word. You can look it up.
What are you talking about?
Anyway.
Are you talking about the dish F word or?
You said faggot, which is a measurement of wood.
I thought you were talking about the dish because there is a dish called faggot.
Yes, it's assorted awful.
Yeah.
It's also apparently slang for cigarette.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the world of language. Let's keep going.
Or if she has pearly white skin. I
wasn't
going to go see the movie.
No.
And neither were you. Why are we all pretending like this is made for neckbeards and not a mindless cash grab by the multi-million-dollar company?
Oh, so
because
that's what people are complaining about, you little prick!
And pay them fairly. Skin color of the actors be damned. This aversion also applies to almost any media that is just a tinge left-leaning out there, which is a majority of them. Turns out expressive people tend to be on the more progressive side of things. This applies to Star Wars, where the rebels are supposed to be the Viet Cong, especially at a time where the Vietnam War was all-time controversial. I mean, the bad guys are literally called stormtroopers. If this movie came out today and Lucas explained how the regime of the Empire is supposed to represent the United States, bam. Woke garbage. Rage Against the Machine, with people finally realizing...
They weren't trying to represent America, it was just imperialism!
Who watched Star Wars and thought, man, this is an interpretation of Vietnam War? It was just a story about a group of rebels taking on a giant empire. That's it. You could probably interpret it as a World War II thing. You could, but that's not what it was about.
He seriously compared a group of people that have their soldiers called stormtroopers to America fighting in Vietnam.
So we're the bad guys, according to him.
Apparently. What's he even talking about at this point?
No, he's just bringing up random topics and just, what if this happens? It's yeah, that might happen, but I highly doubt it. And then he just changes the topic.
It's and that's the thing, why people called out the Black Little Mermaid. Because it was a cash grab. They have no originality left. They race swap a character for controversy to piss people off, because that's going to make people hate watch it.
I mean, that's kind of the reason. I mean, that's the same thing with the two lesbian in the fucking Star Wars. It's not there just to what's the word like genuine. It wasn't there genuine. It was just there for a cash grab, and that was it.
Look, we have insert checkmark character here.
Right.
They're completely one-dimensional stereotype, but we have them, and you have to like it, or you're a bigot.
Yeah, and this is why I'm done with these movies.
That's what people are calling out.
Mm-hmm. And if it makes this guy feel better, a lot of gays, they're coming out saying we hate this shit. Stop it.
Yeah, it's called rainbow capitalism. A lot of people who are gay or trans or whatever hate it.
Yeah, like I've talked to trans, lesbian, and they pretty much said the same thing. Like, I hate this insert shit. You know, it's annoying. We just want to be normal.
All right.
Getting mad at such a great band sold out and went all woke go broke on them
because they became the machine.
Was speaking about police brutality and skinheads on the force in 1992 in direct response to the killing of Rodney King by the LAPD. Our most recent example with the Fallout show immediately getting the woke label because it features a villain that's a white guy and the main characters are a woman and a black man. Let's just ignore the fact that Fallout is...
That is a straw man. What you're saying?
They're talking about how they bastardized Robert House's character. Play Fallout New Vegas, and you can see the type of person Robert House was. He's not the one who dropped the fucking bombs.
There's no white villain male that I'm aware of. I'm on the 6th episode, so I don't know what they're talking about. There's a female villain that people are looking for who's white and appears to be 200 years plus old, but that's a mystery so far.
Yeah, but Smud, all he's saying is like, oh, we flip our shit because there's a female who's the main focus and the white man is the bad guy, which need to remind everyone, if that was the case, if that was the legit problem we had, we would all hate aliens because Ripley is a female and it's the main character. But guess what? She was a good written character. So that's why everyone loved him. But when you have characters like, say, Rey, who is a Mary Sue, no flaws, no nothing, could just do whatever she can because she's God at this point, then we lose interest.
Okay, I'm just trying to... As I'm actually working on the 6th episode video, and I'm just like, I don't remember any white male villain, main character.
Like, I have not sat down to watch the Fallout TV show, and frankly put, I don't plan on it.
I don't blame you.
And the first mainstream game I can think of with a same-sex couple, but people apply this stupid label on anything they slightly perceive to be woke, regardless of the content. The story of Fallout has nothing to do with race or sex to begin with. In the games, you make your own fucking...
Well, yeah, but they changed that in the show to just for comedic reasons, and...
There's also the fact that prejudice has been handled in Fallout. There's prejudice against ghouls and super mutants.
See,
That's
I've never
a lot. That's where a lot of the conflict in the game's story comes from. Especially when it comes to the Brotherhood of Steel, who hates mutates, such as ghouls and super mutants.
Now, the one thing I do want to say, like, I know nothing about Fallout, but what time period is this, like, taking place in?
2300s.
Well, it's set in the future, but it's very 1950s retrofuturism.
Yeah, the idea is that if McCarthyism just kept going for another 100 years, and it eventually came to a point where, well, too many people, not enough resources, we had nuclear war, and then 200 years after that, the remnants are people coming out of these vaults and whatever survived during that time.
So and I'm just, like, trying to figure out something. Would you say, like, homosexuality, like, was kind of looked down upon at that time period, or not as much?
In McCarthyism, I don't know. We're talking about in real history, we're talking anywhere from pre-1950s, 1960s, perhaps, where love was free during the Summer of Love. So even in Europe or in the Western world in general, yeah, homosexuality was not looked well upon. But this is...
Well, the reason I'm asking is because every time I see these movies that try to say we're going to be accurate with, the time and place it's taken place, it's like, well, then there would probably be less gays in that world because at that time period, I'm not saying there weren't there, but there weren't as much as there is nowadays.
Yeah, well, it's like anything that's stigmatized by a society. It's always in private. The two spinsters living together in their old age, no one talks about it because it's none of their business. No one cares. Two gay guys going everywhere together and touring the world, having a great life. There's all kinds of these stories, but no one really cares. It's not public. It's not supposed to be. People don't really care. So when it became an issue in the 60s and 70s that people are free to do what they want, this is the American dream, yada yada, and it's like, okay, we should enshrine this. We should actually allow this to be legally allowable. And we had it in Canada, and I think 2002 federally, around there. So it was accepted within the provinces, but then federally said, okay, yeah, this is a thing. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal.
So what you're saying is it's all Canada's fault.
You can blame Canada for lots of things. I don't care. It's just,
blame Canada.
I guess over here in the U.S., I kind of looked it up, and they said the legalize of gay marriage came around 2015, and
it was always that was when it was federally legalized. It was always on a state by state issue until then.
Yeah, which I was on board for that, but if I knew how it was going to turn out nowadays, I would just be like, I can't even support it anymore.
All right. Let's keep going. Here's the thread knot one more time. Also, Chinese internment camps in pre-war America.
Yeah, we had that. That's a good reminder. Thank you, Threadnought. There were Chinese internment camps in pre-war America. In fact, you can visit one in Old World Blues. They have bomb collars on their throats and around their neck. If they try to leave, they fucking die.
Jesus Christ.
200 years later. Yeah, Fallout is dark.
Well, I mean, yeah, I knew it was going to be dark because it's a post-apocalypse, but God.
In fact, in Fallout 4, there's a bit of world building where it was based off of the diary of Anne Frank about a family in hiding.
There's lots of great stories in Fallout. The ones you just read on consoles or in papers. So it's what is it called? The tapes you can download. Anyway,
Fallout tapes, terminals, journals. Bethesda's really Bethesda, Obsidian, Interplay. I think made the original Fallouts.
Yep.
They're really good at world building, even if their story itself is just kind of ordinary.
All right,
ordinary can be okay.
We are almost halfway done, and he's just jumping around right now.
And talking about nothing.
Well,
if anything, it's more focused on consumer capitalism and the classism of how the rich literally destroy the world in the name of profits while hiding away in vaults, letting those
that is
who
not
can't
what
afford
happened in
otherwise
Fallout.
to burn,
That's what
starve,
people hate
and
about
kill each
it.
other on the surface.
Oh no!
Oh God, we're
Looking back
talking
on
about
the
media literacy.
video I made a while back, I was staggered by just how many people took offense to me saying that maybe fascism is a bad thing, and
yes, fascism is a bad thing. A bad thing. Also, so is communism. Yeah, I said that wrong. You know what I mean.
I don't think this person can properly define what fascism is.
How did we get from media literacy to
I don't know.
politics?
It's like, oh no.
I made a video on media literacy, and people said that, what? No, what are you talking about?
Could you imagine if Smud was doing a cooking video, and he's like, so, enough about the meatloaf. Let's talk about fascism.
I mean, it's kind of like in Watch Dogs Bad Blood, where Aiden Pierce just has a recipe of him describing how to make a cake. That's such a weird, out-of-place audio log that it sticks out.
Well,
it is kind of funny.
Unless you want to read some female authors talking about World War I and II, they sometimes include all kinds of weird recipes, lifestyle anecdotes, and how people lived. I don't know why. It's weird because there's plenty of stupid Canadian recipes that involve pine cones and pine needles, but the settlers did. And I'm like, I don't want to eat that ever, so good for them.
I mean, if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat a fucking... Well, pine nuts are pretty damn good. I'll give you that.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I think it's really good, and I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud and make a story all about why fascism is secretly the best system out there. I'm inundated with this sense that people are just stupid and they don't even realize why they...
Okay, when people do this, they expect the audience to read this stuff for like 2 seconds?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you can like pause the video and read it. It's like...
All right. There we go.
Outside of some weird sense of being the most important person in the room. Let me just say right now, this video is not about you. Yes, you. And this also applies in the opposite direction. One of Sweet Baby's narrative designers saying that she would never hire white people is just as racist as the people who hate on the Little Mermaid blackwashing.
No, no, no. You stop right there. You stop right there. We are not racist. We just don't want... Oh my fucking God.
I would be more forgiving of the Black Little Mermaid. It was a complete and total reimagining of the property, similar to what they did with The Wizard of Oz. Imagine a Little Mermaid story set in the Caribbean about Jamaican and Caribbean culture, and the music actually fits those themes. Like, it's just a reimagining.
You know, yeah, I mean...
Oh, wait, no, we can't do that, because that takes effort. That costs money. That takes time. Let's rehash the same story with a race-swapped character for controversy.
They actually did that with Cinderella in the 90s, and they had, like, you know, different couples. Like, it was Whoopi Goldberg. Was she the... No, she wasn't the fairy godmother. I think she was the queen. I can't remember who the king was, but it was all... like it was a mixed race sort of couple. So they did all this progressive stuff in the 90s with Cinderella, told a different story. Obviously a very similar plot, Cinderella. You can't change much. But yeah, they could do that with all the other classics if they thought there was a market for it, and they've tried.
And, you know, you put some actual time, energy, and effort into it.
Made some new music. That would have been good. I would appreciate listening to some new Disney music. That would have been popular.
Like they did it with Wizard of Oz, where instead of a little girl from Kansas, it's a little girl from Harlem, and it's all soul music.
I mean...
Gospel. It's a complete reimagining of the story.
If they want to do like or for another example, if they want to do Beauty and the Beast, but not the Disney version, let's say, since they're all about like gay represented, okay, do your own version of Beauty and the Beast with two guys dating. You can do that. Just don't take like a film that is based on a male and a woman falling in love with each other. If you do that, then we're going to lose our shit because that's not accurate to the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast.
Effort into it.
Well,
right.
You want to reimagine something, reimagine it, but don't reimagine it when it's just a rehash of the original story.
Trying to compare this lady who only hires or only likes black people apparently to people criticizing the Little Mermaid, the black version is, I'm not even sure what you're trying to do with that.
It's ludicrous.
He's just being racist towards white people. Like,
he's racist. He's just a grifter. Like, he's deliberately misrepresenting an argument.
He I don't know. He's coming off like a racist, but it's just, I just don't know. Like, that's the part I left it off. I just didn't know where he was going with that. It was just like, dude, we're not saying, oh, there's a black person on the screen. I hate that. Like I said about the whole Ripley thing. If we had a problem with black people on screen, then Master Windu in Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, we would just lose our shit about it, saying we don't want to see a black person in there. That's not the problem. Stop changing things to make it sound worse.
You know what? You can race swap characters. The Magnificent Seven movie that came out a few years ago, that with Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt and whoever else was in that movie. That was a diverse cast because you had a black man, a Mexican, a white man, an Asian. You had a Native American, you had a diverse cast of characters, and everyone loved that movie because it was a fun, cheesy Western shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a fun... Well, people like Denzel Washington, but it's a fun movie. It's not great.
I'm trying to think of like a movie that they race swap and it turned out to be good.
I know they did a reimagining of the Annie with a little black girl, which, again, that's a story you can adapt to that. It's just set modern times. Like, Annie's a story about a little girl being adopted for selfish reasons, but the man loves her anyway. Like,
I mean, there's been a lot of interpretation back in the days. Like Cinderella got their own interpretation.
Cinderella's got like a million different iterations of it. Like, it's to the point where there's a movie called Another Cinderella Story because they're aware of how many of them are coming out.
I mean, didn't they make like a Red Riding Hood movie, but it was horror related?
That wouldn't surprise me. I think they did, like Red Riding Hood, I believe.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but anyway.
Let's keep going.
Recolor. I know I've already said it, but I genuinely think it's weird how grown men obsess over these Disney movies and cartoon shows to try and shout to the rooftops about how white people are becoming a minority in the richest country on the globe that is a majority white people. Genuinely. If Alien came out today, in 2024, there would be a crowd of skin-blistered idiots that would call it woke because...
Alright, we could stop there.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, well...
No, I'm going to say this. I'm going to compare it to something like Stellar Blade. If Alien or Metroid or
RoboCop,
Bayonetta, any of these games with pretty women as the protagonists came out today, the left would have a fucking aneurysm over it.
Yes, that is true. They would absolutely have an aneurysm about it. I don't know why his argument is if Aliens came out today and it was written exactly the way it was, you guys would get angry. We would praise this movie for how terrifying and well written it is. Like,
I've never seen Alien. I need to watch it now.
You need to. Why do you think we praise Halloween, the first Halloween, not like 2018 Halloween?
This guy's just another Twitter user.
Yep, he is, pretty much. I
was hoping he had an actual argument, but no, he's just...
Well, I know Smudge said...
He basically turned a Twitter post into a 15-minute video.
Well, I know Smudge said he wants to end it there. I might continue the rest on my own to see where he goes, but yeah, we can probably just stop there.
All right, we got some memes coming. This is from Cowboy.
I've got a headache now.
Girls after being radicalized online. I'm not even sure if that's a girl. Boys after being radicalized online. we become Cossack. Okay.
I need to actually scroll down to find that.
Well, we like our weapons and Eastern Europe, I guess. I don't know.
I'm to hear, Smud. We really love our guns.
You need to be more inclusive and tell LGBTQ stories to your children. Okay. Son, this is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's actually good.
This is what happens. Okay. The woke Snow White movie they're giving us, are they still making that? I'm not even sure anymore.
I don't know.
I
keep
not.
hearing all I know is they showed a lot of it up there. Even the left fucking hates it.
And here's the Snow White movie we really want. That's just hilarious. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, that's a really bad AI image because
it is.
There's a trigger back by the stock, but there's a trigger also in front of the magazine. Like, she's holding it weird. Like, AI really does not. AI really doesn't know how to. Oh God, you're right. The more you look at this, the worse it is.
like the animals. It looks like a mutated Chernobyl incident here.
Hey, that's Snow White and Fallout.
That might actually work. Anyway.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling. Dobby threw the first brick at Stonewall? What?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
It must be an inside joke. I have no idea. Culture. Trying to watch a movie in peace.
Oh man.
When you're so woke
When you're-
that a Blackfeet chief
a
drawn
Blackfeet chief.
by a Blackfeet artist approved by the Blackfeet Nation is considered offensive to white people.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Good. In fact, the Blackfeet Nation want the name Redskin back. I'm not even kidding.
Watching a new TV show, hoping it doesn't get woke. First half of the series, second half. Whoa, what the?
That is true nowadays. That is true.
Before her father left and after her father left.
Yeah. I can't read that. Too small.
Never thought I'd die fighting on the side of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. How about the side of a friend? I could do that. In other words, these anti-commie fucks are stupid.
Yeah.
I've checked my privileged question dogmatic social norms and marched for racial justice, but I still feel like I'm not woke enough. You should try washing the feet of our black masters as well. What?
I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting there to be this many memes. I like it.
Oh, forget about that. Just too much.
That too long, didn't read.
So how are you feeling about our lovely school, Anon? What the heck is this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks
It's
like a weird dating sim.
It's that game I mentioned a while back. What was it called? Shit. Like Young something? I don't know. I just know a bunch of furries. Yeah, Goodbye Volcano. Hi. I just know a bunch of furries jack off to this game.
1990s comedy, 2020s reality. Oh.
Oh, God.
That's actually a pretty good comparison.
I would like to learn how to do my taxes. Public schools. Some men get periods.
I don't think they ever taught you how to do your taxes in school.
No.
When you create a meme so offensively anti-woke, even the anti-woke subs won't allow it.
I'm actually keeping that. I love that.
That's great.
Oh, come on. Let's not.
That's low hanging.
At least one of them provides some form of entertainment that doesn't hurt other people.
It does.
And the other one is Joe Biden.
Yeah. Put a chick in it, make her lame, and make her gay.
Make her lame and gay.
Everything woke turns to shit. Okay.
That is true.
Is that what he said? It's possible he probably said that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Up yours, woke. Oh, yeah. I mean, he does this every other day, so. What do we got here?
After getting woke.
Me going after woke. Okay.
That's literally me.
The 2x4. Didn't kill the man who tortured and killed her father because revenge is bad. Killed the gods because someone stole his cake? What?
You do not. Yeah, that's just your typical Kirby lore. Somebody stole his cake. Time to go kill God.
Kirby is savage as fuck any game.
Something is wrong in the universe. I need to rewrite existence. Where are the gods that are still breathing? Let me find them. Why? The butterfly died. What are you talking about? Kirby, let it go. I'm not gonna read that. More
That's too long.
Gamergate stuff. Yeah, I don't want
to. I don't care.
It's too old. This game reviewer effed my ex-girlfriend who was a game dev. The Anti-Defamation League calls out gamers as extremists.
Oh, so Smud, there's another one that you need to actually read. It's a South Park one.
Oh, I fucking love that joke.
Yeah.
You can be gay and not be a fag.
Yeah.
Gay.
What happens? I happen to be gay. Do you think I'm a faggot?
Do you ride a big loud Harley up and down the street ruining everybody's nice quiet time?
No.
Then you're not a fag. This is making insanely good sense to me.
Yes, it does.
I love that joke so
I
much.
do too. I'm keeping that.
After spending a few minutes with it. Dude, she was so mean to me.
This is pretty good. I like this one.
That's great.
Stop sending me the fattest, grossest liberal feminists, but you are my
But you are
hungriest of
my
bears.
hungriest of bears.
Hey yo,
Whoa, that's weird.
hey yo, big.
I
sexy
didn't
daddy
need. I
bear.
didn't need to see that.
I'm keeping that for.
Of course you are.
Research.
That was weird. I would like to import honeybees in quantities greater than 25,000 per after 4 p.m. on a weekday. U.S. Code of Federal Regulations, Title 7. Is that a stipulation? like 4 o'clock? Is like they put 3:59, so they have to say 4 o'clock.
No, I think that's just one of those really weird laws that are just oddly specific.
Yeah. Like you can't bring more than 3.7 ounces of water on a plane. But 3.6 is totally fine.
Me and the bear fighting to decide who's more dangerous to women.
All right.
Okay, so there's ear rape. Thank you.
The illusion. Vivian is trans. Another 3 years of Three Houses discourse. For some reason, Vivian isn't trans. Well, free choice.
Another year, another 3 years. Yeah, that's weird.
How does that translate to that game series? I don't understand it.
Because Twitter is full of idiots.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Japanese male villain. USA female villain. Vivian. Sorry, Vivian, not villain. Vivian is not trans. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird change they made, but I don't care.
I mean, as long as the game is good, okay, but who cares if she's trans or whatever.
Only problem with a Black Little Mermaid, Ariel knew her father. That's mean. That is mean.
Wait, what did you read?
It's the one. It's
Only
the
problem
homophobes.
with-
The one after homophobes, extreme evil.
Oh no!
That's mean.
Oh, come on.
Ariel bold. Ariel italic. Ariel black. Oh my god.
Okay.
Another one that's just kind of mean.
Okay.
Look at me. I'm the Little Mermaid now.
So this is gonna. So I see a chubby mermaid. I'm just keeping that for research. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they did. I don't remember who plays the Little Mermaid. They did her dirty with the makeup and CG effects. Like she doesn't actually look like this. They did her. Disney did her dirty.
Yeah, they did.
This is perfect. I love this. Now we can finally feel represented. It's like, yes, that's literally me.
That's literally that's like the most classic meme because it's true. Because I've watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He's white, and I'm not, but I'm like I could totally relate to him.
You're tricking me. The prince would not love a mute girl. Okay, I'll throw this in for free. Prince's love is 100% guaranteed. Big fat titties.
Jesus.
Couldn't.
Nothing, just walking through the park because it's so nice out today. Yeah, I'm literally just minding my own business existing Zap. Bro, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? You're not on my watch wish, bitch. Yo. But
yeah, not on my watch, bitch.
That is true. That is kind of true. It's scary how true that is.
Another redhead blacked out by Hollywood. What a shocker. Nope, no ginger side here.
Why is Starfire mixed? You know what? Never mind.
Because of the...
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Yeah, this would have been nice.
Definition of woke.
That would have been nice to just reference or just use.
Oh wait, is this meme actually defining what woke is?
Yeah. Woke is shorthand for wokeness or wokeism. Wokeism is the belief that 1. All society is currently and intentionally structured to oppress. All gaps in performance between large groups illustrate this, and the solution is equity, proportional representative without regard to performance.
All right. I mean, that's definitely a definition.
That is a definition.
Good on you, Dr. Chrisman.
All right, guys. That was a pretty That was a video
Interesting.
that we covered, and I don't think we need to cover this guy anymore if he's going to make... Like, this is the problem with this style of video.
Is that a blacklist?
No, I don't even think we're going to blacklist it because there's no need to. I think that this style of video, it's kind of the donkey defense. It's like, well, he's just trying to make a joke until someone agrees with him. Then he's being serious. Like, this is the mentality of this style of video that you can't take seriously until he's not being serious. Why are you being so serious when he's not being serious? Then, well, this is what he actually believes.
Because you're bringing up important topics. Like, you can make a joke while bringing up, like, fucking Count Dangula. He brings up important topics, but he knows how to be funny because he knows how to deliver.
Yeah, this is clearly one-sided for whatever exactly his beliefs are. He didn't really clarify what exactly those were. And made a bunch of weird, like, Gambit's feminine. Like, what is that all about? Like,
I don't know.
Glam rock. Like, no, he's not. Did you ever watch or read the freaking X-Men, dude? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of things that he just randomly threw in there. No coherency outside of I dislike things in my feed where people disagree with me. And I don't know how to deal with that, so I'll make a video and get that off my chest, whatever therapeutic reason that might be. But here we are. So, yeah, I'm just going to post my comments in his section there and call it a day and never talk to him ever again.
I hope that works out for you.
Oh, I'll forget about it tomorrow. It's okay. Yeah, I won't even remember what I did.
I would like to do like a reference to that South Park meme, the faggot one, just to say goodbye, but I can't memorize it, so yeah.
All right. Anyway, thank you guys. That was less than an hour and a half, I think. Oh, yeah. 1:16. There we go. So
yeah.
Good Saturday. Nice, fantastic weather. If it's not too late or you're not in Europe, go outside, go for a walk, smell the roses.
Touch some grass, drink some water.
Yeah.
And not only that,
Call your mom. She'll appreciate it.
Buy some fireworks because we're getting close to 4th of July, or
Sure.
sort of close. So if you're an American, don't blow up your house. I'm just saying.
I think the Canadian Independence Day is July 1st, I believe.
We've already celebrated, but yeah, no, we in Canada we celebrate even holidays, even if they're not Canadian, because most of the holidays line up relatively close. So if you bought firecrackers like a month ago, we probably still have them, saving them up for the July the 4th, because we all know there's going to be a party, there's going to be people in the parks, people in the streets.
Here in America, like when it comes to gunpowder and all that shit, like you're gonna find out what makes America America. I'm just saying.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
All right. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you soon. Have yourself a great evening. Good night.
Wait, what the hell did Fred not send me? Buy fireworks for the 4th of July? Good idea. I feel like the cut of that Guy Fawkes. I like the cut of that.